producer of 40. Riley Banach versus Joe Garner of North Dakota State University. Riley Banach, the son of a former Hawkeye, an Olympic champion, Ed Banach.
Clear.
Riley Banach coming into this tournament with a record of 19-17, and Joe Garner coming in with a record of 13-16. Riley getting a big fall in the first round of this tournament against Dylan Reed of South Dakota State University. Got Joe Garner working the head. For a start, back to the center of the match. Center of the mat. Got a nice shot by Joe Garner, but to no avail. Nice reshot there by Riley. Got another shot by Riley. They're going to head on out of bounds and get a fresh start back to the center of the mat. No score here with 1 minute and 5 seconds left here in the first between Riley Banach and Joe Garner. Northern Iowa versus North Dakota State University, pardon that. One's green, one's blue. Got Riley doing attempting an outside shot. The wrestlers head out of bounds and head right back to the center with a score of 0-0 here in the first period. Consolation match, consolation semifinals. The winner moves on, the loser goes home. Nice shot by Joe Garner from North Dakota State University. Oh, no, 2 points takedown to Joe Garner of North Dakota State University. With 13 seconds left here in the first period. Head in the second with a takedown at the end there by Joe Garner, so he goes up by a score 2-0. Riley Banach the first choice here in the second, with Joe Garner choosing down, Riley starting on top. Riley Banach, son of former Hawkeye, Ed Banach. Riley cuts him right away in the second here. So Gardner goes up by a score of 3-0. And Gardner right back in the shot where Riley holding off for a counter. Oh, got Riley Banach here with the counter. Nice shot by Riley Banach here, and he's dragging him back in. Right at the edge of the mat, So now we have some action here. And he brings him back to the center of the mat. Now he's looking to finish to get his 2 points. And he gets the 2 points to now get a score of 3-2. And now it brings all the Northern Iowa fans up to their feet. You got Riley Banach. He's just a goer. He just doesn't know how to quit. A minute left here in the second. Joe Garner from North Dakota State University up by 3-2 score over Riley Banach of Northern Iowa. Now a score of 4-2 in favor of Joe Garner of North Dakota State University. Well, Riley Banach stalking him. And there goes another shot by Riley Banach. And here's another shot by Riley Banach with Joe Garner just hanging on and attempting to do a counter reshot, trying to do a spin around. Got 13 seconds here left in the second. Joe Garner of North Dakota State University leading by a score of 4-2 over Riley Banach of Northern Iowa. That brings the second period to an end. We go into the third period. Riley Banach decides to choose down, being down by a score of 4-2. You got Joe Garner doing a tough ride on Riley Banach here to start the third period. Got Riley Banach come out up. Riley Banach gets an escape to make the score 4-3 with 1 minute and 45 seconds here left in the third period. And Riley Banach goes in on a shot, and he gets the outside single, and he's fighting for it. He's coming around. He's coming around. He's working for it. They're right at the edge of the mat. He's working for it. Working for it. Does he have it? Working for it. Working for it. They got Joe Garner doing some split action. They're right there at the edge of the mat. Riley again, once again, have him back, bringing him back to the center. Two. Now you got the score at a score of 5-4 in favor of Riley Banach. 56 seconds here left in the third. And you hear all the Northern Iowa Panther fans in the background cheering for Riley Banach. I think that's his dad. Got Riley doing a tough ride here. And they head out of bounds, and we'll come back to the center for a fresh start with Joe Garner of North Dakota State University starting down. Riley Banach with a 5-4 lead. 43 seconds left here in the third period. Riding time is not a factor. Now we have a tied match. The next point wins it. Tied match 5-5, 36 seconds left in the third period. Riding time is not a factor. Very important match, as this is a match between the second and third place team here in this tournament. Nice little duck on the shot by Joe Garner. Nice counter by Riley Banach. Nice reshot by Riley Banach. Another duck under to a beer hug. Attempting an inside trip. Time's expired, and we're going to head into overtime. 5-5 between Riley Banach, Northern Iowa, and Joe Garner of North Dakota State University heading to overtime with 1 minute on the clock. Nice little flurry there at the end of the mat. Nice flurry at the edge of the mat, right there in the edge of the mat. End of the period. And then it's 5-5. We're heading to overtime, put a minute back on the clock. Got Riley Banach all fired up. The fans in the background all fired up. Nice shot by Riley Banach here at the edge. No points yet. No points. Looked like he had the thing, had the shot, but Garner was able to get up Get out of there and counter the shot. And he's got a nice whizzer in there working hard, and they both out of bounds. Fresh start back into the center of the match. What a scramble. Riley looked like he had the two, but Garner was able to counter and almost get the two in the air. Both head out of bounds and head back to the center for a fresh start. False start now on Garner. Got a false start on Garner off the whistle. The fans are calling go Riley Banach. And Riley takes another shot. Countered by Joe Garner. Got 10 seconds left here in overtime. Three, two, one. No points, and we head into the 30-30. 5-5 score. No scoring in the first stanza, and we head into 30-30 with Joe Garner taken down for the first 30 seconds. Riley Banach starting on top. These guys are leaving it all out there. Quick escape by Joe Garner. Only 3 seconds into the second overtime was the three, which may play a factor later on in the match. Both guys look like they're very tired, but they're not giving up. Nice shot by Riley Banach, and he gets the two. And he's going for the fall. He goes for the two and got back points out of it. And it's Riley Banach's choice. Now he gets 4 points out of there, and he's going into the second 30-second ride out, being up by a score of 9-6. We got a caution on green. And you got Joe Garner cutting Riley Banach, but Riley Banach's now up by a score of 10-6, and Garner gives up another takedown. Riley Banach now up by a score of 12-6 here in the second 30-30 ride out. And he looked like he's going to pull off the win and live to wrestle another match here in this tournament in the NCAA West Regional qualifier. And the fans here in Northern Iowa are up on their feet as Riley Banach gets a 12-6 win in overtime by getting a takedown in the second